Okay, you've looked at my house? It's an old house. What do you think about that house?
I think it's a lovely house. The fact that it's old doesn't bother me at all. That's wonderful. The grounds are beautiful, and they're large, and there's a nice backyard for my son. You know, I have a 5-year-old son, and I was impressed with it. I was impressed with it.
I've had that house for a very long time, about 15 years ago. Um, my brother and my father had the house, and so I've just recently started advertising. And I think you're about the third person that has come and asked to look at the house. Do you work?
I am an esthetician. I have a license with the state of Maryland, and an esthetician practices skincare, makeup, and waxing. And I've been doing that. I've been in the business for 15 years. I've had my license for 11 years.
Um, do you work with men or women? You take off, you remove hair, like maybe eyebrows or
Yes,
a mustache.
that's what we
Do
do.
makeup.
We get rid of unwanted hair, and I do makeup lessons and skincare on women. I also do quite a few men in my business, so it's exciting. It's very exciting. I'm people oriented, and I enjoy my work very much. You're very handsome, and I like your mustache too. So I would never wax that.
Do you have your own shop, or are you planning on moving your business into the
I have a
house?
salon right now. I'm renting space from a large beauty salon. The only I may convert one of the rooms, the small room, and put maybe a waxing pot and do a few clients in the house. But I can assure you that I'm extremely neat and my salon is immaculate, and I make sure that nothing drips. I always lay plastic down on carpets and that type of thing. I'm not going to be using your home as my primary salon, but to tell you the truth, there might be a few people, friends and clients that I'm close to coming into the house. Yes, that's a possibility.
I do have a room in the back that actually has a door, so you can use that as an entrance if you'd like. It has. We can work with that, I'm sure. That will be fine with me. I was wondering what you were thinking about as for rent, and then of course gas and utilities, electricity. Um, you'd have to pay the phone, the electricity, and the gas. So, oh, the gas is for heating, so you'd have to pay that. How do you
Um,
feel about that?
could you tell me what your last three utility bills were so I have an idea of how to budget?
Okay, the electricity is about $150. It may be a little bit higher if you have a really cold freeze. Um, the water, it just depends. It varies. If you use a lot of water, or you use a lot of hot water, then it may be higher. If you don't use a lot of water, then it can decrease a little bit. It just really depends on how much you use. Maybe 100 to 150 for the electricity. There's one unit for the one in the living room and one in the bedroom, and you can use both of those if you'd like. I have a 2-car garage. Make sure that the door is shut all the time, and the garage door is shut all the time and kept locked. Um, what time of the day or night do you work?
I usually go in around 10 after I drop my son off, and sometimes I work until 8 or 9 in the evening. My parents take care of my little boy for me after he gets back from school. And then my days off are Sundays and Mondays. And sometimes I'll go in late or I'll get home a little early. It depends on how many bookings I have.
Would you have, if you have the business in the home, what time would it be that people would come in?
Yes, because a lot of my girlfriends will come in. That's mainly who I do. A few clients that live close to the house, it would be more convenient for them to come to the house. And a few girlfriends that visit on the weekends or maybe perhaps my day off. That room looked ideal because of the separate entrance. But I want you to understand that I do have a primary salon outside of the house and that there are not going to be a tremendous amount of people traipsing through the house. I, I would definitely keep that down to a minimum.
Okay, that's fine. I'm curious.
I am from originally from Bowie, Maryland. Have lived there for almost 30 years.
Okay, so why did you move to Baltimore, Maryland? Was it for
Um,
work?
Being closer to a large city like Baltimore, um, a lot of my clients come from north of Bowie, and I'm looking I'm looking for a new clientele.
Do you have family? I know you have a son. What about a husband?
I have a little boy. He's 5 years old, and yes, I am a single mother. I've never been married. Um, I
Is the house too big for you? Are you comfortable with that? Does it feel right? Is it a good match? Um, if you
Yes,
want
I'm
family to
used
come
to
and help you with the cost, that's fine
a
with
large
me.
house, and that's what I'm looking for my son. I don't want to raise him in an apartment or a townhouse environment. I like the fact that it's a single family home. I love the fact that it's older. You've done a beautiful job with it. And I'm comfortable with the fact that it's that big, and I'm also comfortable with the price that you're asking. I think it's reasonable.
Do you have any worries about me? I have experience, and I can move things and do small things in the house. I usually try to fix things myself if I can. Is that going to be a problem?
Actually, it's funny that you mention that because my 5-year-old son desperately wants an animal, and I am highly allergic to animals. So I take him to my sister's house, and she has a beautiful collie that he plays with. And my sister-in-law, who has 5 children, she has a little zoo over there. So I send him to my relatives when he gets a craving for an animal. Unfortunately, he's not going to be able to have an animal unless I get shots, and I'm not right now willing to do that. So that's not going to be a concern. There will be no animals or pets in here.
Uh, do you have a problem with the color of the house, or I don't? I really don't have a problem if you want to change the color, and I can do many things to help with that. I can't do electricity. I have to call a professional to come in. But if you don't like the color and you want to change that, you can discuss it with me, and I'm happy to work with you on that. Maybe a tan color for the home, but I can work with you on that.
Are are you finished renovating the kitchen? I noticed um, that perhaps it could use um, a coat of paint.
Well, I like purple. I think that's great.
Well,
I'm just
normally
teasing
I
you.
like purple, but not in my kitchen.
Maybe you want to put a lighter color in there. What do you think?
Yes, I think that because it's small, the dark purple color makes it look even smaller. Maybe something lighter, but we of course would consult on that. Um, Sounds like you would like to get rid of the purple kitchen too, so perhaps I could help you with some decorating ideas.
Sure, that'll be fine. I had a few more questions. Um, if I decide to paint, um, maybe you can make a deposit of $450 and first and last month's rent, and then we'll have a schedule of every day that the rent is due. So you have any questions about
Um,
that?
I'm sure that there's more questions I'm going to have as I review the lease and the application. Um, but I just want you to know that I'm a very responsible person and that I am a totally dedicated mother. And my life revolves around my son's life. I don't have a boyfriend at the time. There's not men coming in and out of the house. Um, um, I make sure that my son keeps things neat. I'm very careful about. In fact, I'm fanatical about him spilling things on the carpet. He he's very careful. I mean, he's as careful as a 5-year-old can be. But I want you to know that I'm very conscientious about other people's property, and when I move in, I will consider it my house for that time that I'm there, and I promise that I'll take very good care of it.
Okay, thank you.